The future to come in 20 to 30 years. Can it be predicted in the times of global uncertainty? How to map out the contours of the future so that they are more clear and bright. And what can be done by those who are today called the new generation?
I'm
doing what I love. People love and appreciate this. They compete to acquire my works and to have them at home.
Я не представляю, чтобы я занималась чем-то другим, и мне кажется, что
I cannot imagine doing anything else. And it seems that literature is something that will allow me to reveal my potential to the fullest. It makes me better, smarter, and more talented.
Она делает меня лучше, умнее, талантливее.
Indira Badambayeva, member of Union of Artists of the Republic of Kazakhstan, works on canvas paintings, draws thematic postcards, and makes photographs. Has held 3 exhibitions of her works. Malika Badambayeva, writer, blogger. The Badambayev sisters have co-authored Kazakhstan's popular youth photo story series, Di Almatinsi, and on the basis of this project have written a book with the same title.
My mother finished a music conservatory. My father is a railway worker, coming from a line of railway workers. My great-grandfather took part in the building of the Turkish-Siberian line. This is a line of heritage that has stopped with us. We broke with the traditions. Malika is a writer and I'm a painter, but we became who we wanted to be. Actually, the biggest and best present that my parents could have given me is Malika, because if it wasn't for her, then I don't know. She's my rock, my support and inspiration. I love to draw and paint her, take pictures of her. I'm her first audience. I'm the person to whom she reads her new works. Indira has always helped me a lot. She simply dragged me into the world of literature. I think she has read many more books than I, because I got to read the best of what she selected. She would just look at what I had written, would underline sentences that she thought were good, and crossed out the ones she thought were not. I wrote my first fairy tale when I was 6 years old. That was my first work. It was a story about the friendship of 2 little girls. I wrote it in a school notebook and gave my classmates to read, and they liked it. My notebook was passed around the class. I have been drawing since childhood. My mom still keeps my drawings. Art made by children is very different from art made by adults. I would probably need to organize an exhibition with the drawings I made as a child and my recent works. All of them are very joyful and bright. I graduated from Kimet, studied to become a diplomat at the Faculty of International Relations. And that is why I wrote in my free time during the holidays. These were short stories, essays, and some articles. My first exhibition was held when I was 20 years old. I was preparing for it for about 2 years, created about 70 or 80 works. In the end, about 40 drawings were used in the exhibition. I used water paint, oil, painted still life, landscapes and portraits. In the first day, about 28 of my works were sold.
Я долгое время не могла.
It took me a long time to finally decide that I'm going to be a writer. I have worked so many jobs, took up work as a logistics specialist, but didn't last there long, and then went on to work as a journalist. Was writing in for a number of journals at the same time, local and popular journals, made interviews, wrote articles on various topics.
Я брала интервью.
It was a very interesting experience, and in the end very useful for me, because I learned very quickly, even if it is a journalistic text, and not fictional. Nevertheless, this is a useful skill.
Это учило писать быстро, пусть это текст публицистический, не художественный, но тем не менее, это навык.
At some point, we decided to create this creative laboratory and a website, bobro.kz. Why Bobro? Because we couldn't find a domain that would suit us. All the ones that did were already taken. Then everybody would write our names down as Indira Bobro and Malika Bobro.
Идея далматинцев появилась, когда мы только задумались с Маликой.
The idea of Dalmatinci appeared when we just came up with the idea of a website with Malika. We thought, how would it be different? Because many websites publish interviews or some kind of articles. And we came up with this idea of this photo story series.
Роман, я понимала, что она это сможет сделать, что она сможет говорить одновременно за многих героев. Название «Далматинцы» я его слышала в детстве.
I heard the name Dalmatinci as a child. We did not come up with it. This is what the residents of other cities called people living in Almaty. But I think that this word is now stuck with us, because right now it is associated only with our book.
Столбили, потому что, по-моему, теперь оно ассоциируется только с нашей книжкой. И мне кажется, это очень здорово, что там идет этот апостроф, потому что...
And to me it seems really great that there is this apostrophe, because unwittingly a connection is made with D'Artagnan, which means with books and with adventures. And you may know that Dalmatinci is a sort of an admission of love for the city of Almaty.
Знаете, далматинцы — это такое признание в любви Алмате. Когда мы начали снимать первую серию, мы не знали, что будет во второй.
When we started shooting the first episode, we did not know whether there would be a second one, or third, or even the last. We first made the photographs, and then Malika would write the script.
Малика писала непосредственно серию. Актеры далматинцев — это...
The actors of Dalmatinci are mainly our friends and acquaintances. Murat Muturganov and Sophie Manasyan took part as well, but aside from them, the rest are not professionals. Together with Malika, we remember this time as something that was a lot of fun, very creative, because we were coming up with everything on the go.
Очень веселая, очень творческая, потому что мы придумывали на ходу. Она могла заснять все те эмоции, которые я хотела, чтобы были.
She could capture all the emotions that I wanted to be captured, and she proposed great script ideas. For example, jokes that I wouldn't have come up with on my own. We released something every day, 5 releases per week. For just 2 people, this is an unbelievable amount of work. Every week, 2 episodes of Dalmatinci was released, which is 2 chapters.
2 серии в неделю выходило далматинцев. Это, считай, 2 главы. В интернете у людей не так.
People online do not have so much time. It is not the same as when a person gets a big book and decides to read it. In order to keep the attention of a reader, it was necessary to make sure that they're not bored for a moment or even for a second.
Секунду читателю не стало скучно. Когда мы сняли первый сезон, мы поняли, что это целая книга.
When we shot the first season, we realized that this is an entire book. If we just take out some unimportant lines and fill some parts, then it would be a real book. And then we started filming the second season of Dalmatinci, and we simultaneously worked on the book of the first season.
Делали книгу по первому и снимали второй сезон. Это очень большая ответственность. Это почти отдельная профессия.
This is a great responsibility. It is almost a profession in its own right, because I had to find out about everything: how it is done, how to register it at the book chamber, how to get the page-making process of the book done, because this is a very difficult task that requires a responsible approach. And I would sometimes catch myself thinking that this is the joy of a dream coming true.
О том, что это радость и исполнение мечты. Книжка получилась красивой, качественной.
The book turned out to be beautiful and very well made. And in order to complete a project of this quality, it is necessary to put a lot of effort.
Много приложить усилий. У нас очень хороший дизайнер. Мы вместе согласились.
We have a great designer. We finalize something together, or just tell him how exactly we wanted it to be done.
Чтобы это получилось именно так, как мы это задумывали. Когда это создавалось, я слышала столько скептицизма.
During the whole creative process, I heard a lot of skeptical comments that we do not have a market for books, that writers can't make money from their work, and nobody's interested in this, and that it is impossible. I think that it is useless to complain about the absence of opportunities. Everything starts with someone. We simply did not give in to the fear in order to be the ones who start this.
Мы просто не побоялись, чтобы это начиналось с нас. Я сейчас работаю над романом. Он будет...
At the moment, I'm working on a fictional book that will be titled Never Have I Ever, like the game in which people in a circle reveal what they have or have not done. This is a sort of a confession game.
В каких-то вещах, которые они делали.
It will be about people who, instead of a world of limitless opportunities, face some predetermined circumstances. Many of our peers live with the illusion of sudden success, the illusion that everything is possible.
Предопределенность. Преподаю примерно 3 года. А в чем секрет того, что мои ученики так здорово рисуют?
I have been teaching for about 3 years. What is the secret behind the success of my students? I think that first and foremost, they have a lot of love and desire to do something and to create. And on the other hand, it's my personal methodology.
Это с одной стороны. С другой стороны, я думаю, все-таки моя авторская методика. Я ставлю перед ними сложные.
I set difficult tasks before them. As soon as I see that something is very easy for them, then I tell them, let's make it more difficult. Therefore, I really want the teaching process to be effective and comprehensive. And so I have quite ambitious students.
И вот, ко мне приходят достаточно амбициозные люди. Когда мы заканчиваем школу или идем в университет.
We finish school or start a university or then look for a job or in any stage of our career. There are so many stereotypes about the need to find a profession that would bring in stable income. To me, this seems to be a silly presumption, because stable income would come from a profession which one is good at.
Приносить та профессия, в которой ты хорош. Я заняла сейчас.
At the moment, I got engaged in, let's say, calligraphy. That would be the right way to describe what I do. I drew a series of greeting cards. Illustration art is quite a serious endeavor. If you want to get engaged in this, then you have to fully immerse yourself in the world of illustration, not just drawing and painting.
Целиком уходить в иллюстрацию. Осваивать не только живопись. Для меня самая ценная та серия работ, над которой я работаю.
To me, the most dear is the series of works on which I'm working at the moment. Right now, I'm painting mountain landscapes. And this idea is the most important to me right now, or dandelions. And just a couple of months ago, I was working on a series of works themed around ballerinas. And that was the most important for me at the time. And before, I painted a series on the theme of crossroads.
И на волну которых настроена, вот они для меня самые главные. Каждому нужно найти дело, которое человек будет любить.
Every person should find something that they would love to do. That is a way to discover oneself, to own oneself, not to lose oneself and be able to stand up for what you love. To be yourself and be happy when you have something that you love to do. One must not fear finding it, even if it seems that some people are already way ahead.
Даже если кажется, что кто-то уже ушел вперед тебя.
Today, the Badambayev sisters work on their own, independently from each other. Indira is working on yet another exhibition where she will present her new work. Malika is writing a new book, a fictional drama about modern youth. But they continue to exchange ideas and impressions. And perhaps on the basis of this, a new project will be born.